Hello everybody! Welcome to this quick little tutorial video on how I inserted myself from photos taken a couple months ago in San Francisco into a photo taken 19 years ago in San Francisco, which incidentally was my last trip to the Bay Area. So I wanted to go over a little bit of like masking tricks and stuff, but this isn't a really in-depth video. This is more of a how I did it, so I'm hoping you all know a little bit about Photoshop, because we're going to be mostly using Lightroom and Photoshop for this video. Okay, so I have on the screen here, this is the final version of the photo, and so here all the way on the left is the original photo that my dad sent me when I told him I was going to San Francisco, and I requested, hey, like, can you send me some photos from that family trip? Because I did go over there knowing I wanted to try to, like, at least recreate the image, if not take more pictures to merge together, like I did for my birthday photo this year, which... here on the screen. Yeah, there, birthday photo. All right, so I took the image and I had it pulled up on my phone, and we ended up going to the Chinatown Lions Gate in San Francisco. And so all the way on the right, that's a picture taken in the modern day. And so it was kind of crowded, and we kind of had to like move around a bunch of people who were also trying to take pictures there. So what we did was try to match the angle as much as possible, but because I'm not sure what lens or camera my dad had, and my husband Ed was taking the picture, and he's a different height than my dad, he's taller, so we couldn't get the angle quite right, so I actually had to do some adjustments in Lightroom to try to get it to match. So here is the original photo. And here is the photo where I am standing in the same place that 19 years ago me was standing in. So these aren't exact, but they're close-ish, like close enough. But if you look here, my before and after, I actually did a lot to match the color and angles. So you see, like, the photo is tilted a little bit more, and so I actually ended up doing some lens corrections where I changed the angle of the photo using lens corrections of this distortion, vertical, horizontal. So if you play with this stuff, you can actually like be doing adjustments, like, you know, rotating it here. So I try to do this very carefully and not mess up my settings, or horizontal, like changing the angles of the photos like that. So that's what I had to do. And so once I figured that out for each photo, and as well as getting like the colors right, because as you can see, this photo was taken on films and it has that kind of look, so I actually used a Vsco filter to help me get this film look. I don't know what I used. I used one of the slide films. I think it was this one of the Kodak slide films from the Vsco Lightroom presets, but then I had to go and do my own further adjustments to get the colors like closer, so that I would look like I'm blending in more with the old picture. So after I did that, I went ahead and I like did that for all of the other images I was going to either blend or include. And as you can see, there was some like white space left because with the way I had to bend the photos to match the original, I didn't constrain to crop because I knew I was just cutting out me in the photos to include in the original photo here. So I just exported all of those photos as is, and then I opened it up in Photoshop. And so here it is in Photoshop. And so again, here's the original photo. There's me and my mom and my brother. And so what I did is I went and I pasted in a new layer, one of the photos. And so if you go and you like turn down the opacity, you can see it's not perfect, but again, you know, we didn't have the exact same situation to get all the exact same straight lines and angles. And I actually went ahead and did some transformations. That's the same. Did some like transformations, Control T, transform to get it as close as possible on here. And so there it is. It's kind of interesting to see all the stores in the background change too, and the railing's a little bent in one, and there's this new safety thing, but yeah. And after that, I did a layer mask. So basically a layer mask is just painting me in. So if you know masking, like, that's what it is. I masked out the background of the shot around me, so just me is appearing and covering up old me. So there we go. 19 years age difference. I got taller and paler. So yeah, so that's the first picture. And then I went ahead and decided to also, you know, not take out little me anymore and instead be photobombing my family. Like, who's this random girl back here? So here is the original picture I took, and just to show you again, here is the old picture. So again, it was just about, it's not perfect, but it was close as I could get it. And then I went in and I masked everyone out. And so one of the problems that you'll have is, like, cameras these days are much sharper than, you know, these film scans are gonna be like this. So I did try to blur it a little bit, but it still doesn't match 100%, but at least at a small size it looks fairly close. So yeah, there we go. There's me. If you notice down here, this was a light, but it was kind of different. It wasn't recessed. And so here the light was on and it's lighting up my boot, and so that looks kind of different. But yeah, there we are. Me photobombing my family. And yeah, that was it. And then I had one more photo here where originally I had wanted to try to, like, blend it so I'm standing behind little me in this picture, but as you can see, like, where I'm leaning and where the body is in this original picture, I would have actually been, like, going into myself, like into the back, or at least a backpack, and it wouldn't look realistic to try to stick it together. So I just kept it as a, and here we go, here's me this many years later. I think it's kind of funny because you can look at the gum on the floor and see, like, what's worn off and what's stayed there after 20 years. It's kind of gross. But yeah, so that is my little very brief tutorial on how I did it. And here's the final series of pictures again. And yeah, so basically it was a matter of planning it ahead of time, going to the location with a reference, referencing the original image, trying to get the angle and, like, focal length and everything as close as possible, but, you know, like, I wasn't camera conscious when this picture was originally taken, so I don't remember what my dad had. And so, you know, we just tried to get as close as possible, match the colors and the angles as much as you can in Lightroom, and then go take it into Photoshop, do any other additional transformation to get the architecture to match up, and then use layer masks to mask the new pictures into the old pictures. And so, yeah, I hope that was at least a little bit of useful information. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!